All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful edition of Amazon's Afripreneur interview series from the stable of Agbari Multimedia Company, where we showcase and celebrate Amazons and Afripreneur in Africa continent. Remember, our mission is to inspire you into greatness as we celebrate this wonderful Amazons and Afripreneur in Africa. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining me today. I really want to say a big thank you. Before I introduce her, I'm going to let you hear about Sandra right now.
Sandra Ejang is a beekeeper, wife, and mother of 3 children. She's from Kampala, Uganda. She holds a BSc in Telecommunications Engineering from Yambogo University. Sandra has 6 years of experience in social entrepreneurship. She's a co-founder and currently the managing director of Western Silk Road, under the brand name Asali Wamoyo Honey, a company that works with rural households not only to increase their income but also to increase honey production in Uganda to create a secure supply chain for honey in Uganda. Sandra has volunteered for several NGOs such as Grassroots Uganda, an organization that empowers rural women and provides a market for smallholder farmers through its vegetable delivery service. Prior to that, she worked with several IT companies. Sandra is also a former recipient of the Mandela Washington 2017 Fellowship from the University of Iowa, where she studied business and entrepreneurship. She's a member of the African Women's Entrepreneurship Cooperative Alumni Network and a winner of the DFCU Women in Business Rising Women competition. Sandra is a worthy Afripreneur and role model to young female entrepreneurs.
Ooh, and that's you. So thank you so much for joining me, Sandra. There is something I always want to do with my guests, and that is anytime we read people's bios, something is always missing. One of the things that I see missing from that bio is you just told me you have 5 children. So I'd like you to tell us what is it that we did not mention in your bio that you want people to know? Because I know that there's a difference between what people read and sometimes who we are at home. Do you want to tell us what people don't know about Sandra?
Yes, my husband is my #1 supporter. Nobody knows that really. Oh, they think they do, but they really don't.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad to have you here, Sandra. For every entrepreneur, because when I was reading about you, uh, one of the scary, um, will I call it flies now, that people people don't want to have anything to do with bee. Uh, what's your story? What took you into that business? Tell us about it.
Actually, we started out as a means to increase on our income stream. My husband is a surgeon in Uganda, and surgeons, well, let's say what he not will not send our 4 children to the best schools in Uganda. And I was working a desk job as an engineer, and that desk job won't exactly make ends meet on my side as a supportive partner. So when we started out, we were looking for something to boost our income as a family. And the family was going to start growing very soon. This was about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. When we started out, the person that we got our first hives from was not the cheapest person you'd find on the market, because the average hive, a traditional hive in Uganda, will cost about about $30, and we paid about $100 per hive. So we got 10. It was a huge investment on our part. We got 10. We got all the beekeeping equipment that we needed to basically start out as a very small time beekeeping family. And we were assured that within the first year, our initial investment would be recovered. A year later, we had insects in the hive and no honey. My husband literally gave up. He told me, you know what? We are not doing this. Let's consider this a loss. And being somebody that had invested in that, hearing that broke my heart. And I knew that there was no way I was going to let that money go. So I started reading up about beekeeping, started looking for other beekeepers, started basically looking for knowledge, what I could learn, what the do's and the don'ts. And that's how I found out about the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Within that time, I had figured out what I was doing wrong and what I needed to improve. I worked on that, and when I got into the fellowship, I discovered all the different things I could do with bees, and here we are. I have over 30 products from beekeeping and appearing on
Congratulations.
Amazons and entrepreneurs.
I'm so happy for your story. I'm happy about this story. And those are the kind of stories that I want and that I always love to hear, especially from women. I'm gonna be partial about that. What I heard from what you just said is the power of knowledge and networking. For an average young woman watching us right here, that means it's not enough to have a business idea, but it's essential for us to acquire the right knowledge we need, and also the network that we need, which will turn things around for us in business. Apart from Mandela Washington, can you tell us a little bit about some how you were able to manage, because obviously you translated from 9 to 5 job into entrepreneurship. So how did you do that? Or are you still working? Or if someone is watching you, a woman is watching you out there, and she wants to take care of her children, she's tired of 9 to 5, she wants to concentrate, and she wants to concentrate on her side gig, and fully go into it as an entrepreneur, what will you tell her?
I would tell her that yes, it's not enough. Like you said, it's not enough to have a business idea. By the time you're deciding to engage into that, a side business is okay, and it's very okay to have a 9 to 5 job. The 9 to 5 job is what leads you to get that to basically kickstart the side business. And once you kickstart it, it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, it's been what, at least 8 years for us. It has taken us 8 years to get here. The Mandela Washington Fellowship was luck. I mean, getting into the fellowship is harder than getting into Harvard University. So that was sheer luck on my side. What I would tell them is opportunities are out there. It does not cost money to get these opportunities. Try your luck. You don't lose anything. That is number one. But number two, and which is the most important part, the internet is free. Well, technically free, because you have to buy data to access it. The internet is free, and there's so much information out there. I have over 30 products because of the internet. Use the internet. It is there. You don't need to go to a library or anything. Use the internet. It is there. Use the opportunities that are available. The internet is free, and there is so much information out there. Use the opportunities that are available. The internet is where everything happens now. It's 2021. That is the advice I would give anybody that is trying to start a business. utilize the internet and utilize it well. Don't waste your time going to those websites that are not going to give you anything constructive, playing games or whatever it is that is out there, but use it to gain knowledge. There's so much knowledge out there.
Thank you so much, Sandra. That's a powerful one. It's very essential to seek knowledge. One of the challenge I've seen in this generation is people prefer to sit down and watch television and play games rather than seeking the knowledge, sitting down to watch podcasts, watch interviews like this, and transform their lives. You've said this, and I won't let it go without reminding someone out there that you need an information to transform your life. Get to the internet, and YouTube is a powerful space where you can get many of this knowledge. Thank you so much, Sandra. My next question is, you've told us the initial challenge that you have. As things were moving on, what are the challenges you have on this journey? For example, maybe the issue of marketing, staffing, having people, the right people to work with you, because it's becoming more difficult to get the right people to work with this day. How did you do it? How did you, manage, through the stages and season of your business?
Oh, if we talked about staffing, that could take us a whole day. It's been a really difficult journey. When we started out, I was basically just looking out for myself, um, get basically get an extra income for my family, and that was it. But because I had to work in a community about 300 kilometers from my house, know the people in that community. And when I got to know the people, I realized that the community had needs that me coming from the city would not be able to solve. But you see, they thought I had enough of and I decided to engage them in my big dream of beekeeping, even though I had no real. As we speak now, I have a network over 1,000. It was not an easy journey, because the first thing they know is beekeeping is a man's field, right? So they're looking at a young woman who is from the city, telling them, oh, I could train you how to do beekeeping. I will give you microfinance in the form of hives, and then I'll buy the honey from you. And this same person is not able to give them basic things like sugar and soap when they come to the village, because that is what people that have a lot of money do. It took a lot of convincing, a lot of hard work on my part, mostly because I had to prove myself to them. I had to prove to them that I knew what I was doing. I had to prove to them that I could get market for my own product. And now I have a network of over 1,000 farmers, because they believe in me, they trust me. And the
Sure.
staffing on the mainstream part of the business, which is where we do the packaging and the processing, we are still figuring out things. We've had staff that have been with us for all those 8 years. We've had staff that we've had to let go because they were not delivering. But at the end of the day, you need to work with people that see the bigger picture. If somebody does not see the bigger picture, however much you feel you need them or they need you, you have to let them go. Because at the end of the day, if they don't see your dream, they're not going to help you grow.
Hmm. That's powerful. That's powerful. So when people don't buy in into your vision for the organization, then you need to let them go so that they don't pull you back, or you allow them to pull you back. Thank you so much. That's a powerful one. $10,000 seminar that you just gave us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sandra. So I think that takes me to the next question. You have this heart to see what is, what is not right, or what needs to be transformed, what needs to be changed. It looks like you are driven by giving. You're always volunteering. What inspires you into that? Because we realize that you were able to feed some families during the COVID as well from making this product. How did you do that? Do you have people that support you? What's your who inspires you towards that? Because this is not your the first time you are volunteering or serving or helping people. What's the drive?
So my drive comes from losing my parents at a very early age. I lost my mom when I was 4 and my dad when I was 13, and I was brought up by my grandmother. I was basically, I want to say, a community child, because every time somebody could chip in somewhere, they did. I had a very distant cousin pay my school fees. I had a priest pay my school fees. I've had lots of people chip in here and there. So that I grew up with that heart, that if I could have a community that brought me to where I am now, I could also be part of somebody's community that would lift them higher to be better. That is where my drive comes from. It's not from having too much, but it's just from having that heart of, I could do this and make somebody's life better.
That's powerful. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you for this great heart. Thank you for this great mind. And I want to, use this season or this opportunity to tell someone out there, don't forget where you're coming from, because that's one thing I've seen that is common in human being generally. We tend to forget where we are coming from. Let us always give back. Thank you so much, Sandra, for all you are doing. Before I ask where can people find you, I always like my guests to define what success means to them and what failure means to them.
For me, success is having all my farmer networks benefiting from beekeeping. That is success to me. If they're able to benefit from my beekeeping project, I will sleep better every night. Failure is in that same line. If I'm not able to deliver what I've promised to deliver, which is create an extra income stream for them, that would be absolute failure. So I work very hard to make sure that does not happen ever. And so far we're on the right track. So I'm happy with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a great one. So it's not enough to define what our success or failure is. It's also essential for us to always keep doing what we're supposed to do so that we can keep things going and be on the right track. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining me today. If there's something that I did not ask, if there's any question that I did not ask, because I have lots of questions, but I hope to bring you back someday soon. Is there anything that you love to tell a young woman who is watching you right now?
To the young woman watching me right now, if I can do it, and I had my grandmother to support me, my grandmother who was illiterate from the village, if I had my grandmother to support me, and I'm appearing on Amazon's and Afripreneurs, you can do it too. Keep your dream alive, keep pushing, and use the internet. Everybody has access to the internet now. Use YouTube, use the internet and utilize it properly. Use it to get to where you want to get.
Thank you so much, Sandra. How can people find you?
Our website is asaliwamoyohoney.com. And for now, we're only in Uganda. You can order we have a honey-based cosmetics line as well. It's basically inspired by my 4 children. Their initials, the brand is called Aza Naturals. Aza is Antonia, Zoya, Xander, and Alexa. So we also have a website for that, azanaturals.com. You can also find us there and you can order. We're still trying to figure out logistics and how to get things into the US and Europe.
That's powerful. You will see that
We're also
vision
on
come.
Facebook and Instagram. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, Asali Wamoyo Honey and Aza Naturals.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining me. I did not take this for granted. I just want to say thank you on behalf of the management of Agbari Multimedia Channel. We want to say thank you for all my viewers out there. I want to say thank you for joining us today. Again, I want to say thank you. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on our YouTube channel. Don't hesitate to subscribe. It is free, as in free. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Drop your comment, drop your message. We love to read and respond to you. Thank you so much. Till I come your way again, my name is Tosin Okwelua. Be inspired by this interview and get ready to be the next Amazon that we will be bringing on this show. Take a step, take action. Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate you. My regards to your husband and your lovely children. And I will see you some other time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We are not here for food. Gaskiya.
The family has concluded that you forget this building with your children.
It's still this inheritance issue. My in-laws are bent on taking everything from me because my children are girls.
If you ask me, I would advise you better listen to them and do what they say.
Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I will deal with them.
Doctor had to hit on the family's directive, or else.
Or else what?
Have you ever thought of me writing my will?
Will? How? Where? What's wrong with you? Are you okay? He did not write a will because he didn't know he was going to die.
Writing my will doesn't mean that I want to die.